Y'all looking for me? I'm looking for y'all. Here I is. Let's get it. Click that like button. Let's get it. Click that like button. Let's get it. Let me turn this camera on. Well, here I go on another flow. And this is the relationship we have shown. I'm about to talk about a thing or two or three. And I hope that y'all are in with me. So come on over, click that fucking like button. And then, if you wanna hit that donate button, cause I like to get but I got a song to do today that I was listening to, and the song has just been in my spirit. It really has. I don't know if some of y'all know this or not, but this is one of my jams from the 90s. I love this song. Y'all ever heard? Well, you know what? Y'all gonna have to listen to it. So matter of fact, y'all gonna have to just listen to it. That's what y'all gonna have to do. Y'all gonna have to just listen to me do my thing. There we go. Come on. God damn it, I can't start it. There we go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, bell back in the crib because I'm all in. Conversated, then I dug the whole out. I keep me some food and bone the hell out. Turn the rib on the riz out. I pause and I stills out. I reminisced on that ass that I riz out. Now I'm high as a kite. Yeah, and I'm feeling all right. For a year as I stroll back to my crib to see what's with my woman and my newborn kids, with my mind on my money and my money on my mind. We do this every day about the same time. Biatch, I was at the park one day. That's when I saw her face. She looked kind of Cali at me. Yeah. But when I take her home and tap that ass, I'm gone. I'm just a dog, don't blame me. Shout out to Nate Dogg. Now, do I love them hoes? Hell no. And why is that? Because you're Snoop Doggy Dog, and you never gave a fuck about a bitch. Cause to you, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Ha ha ha. Leedy dotty da. Listen to the sounds from my nigga Doggy Dog. Ride through the city in a rag 6'4", hopping like a motherfucker trying to find a hoe. But I'm coming up blank. I'm headed to the liquor store to get myself some drink. Parks my ride, steps inside, puts my 9 double M to my side. Continue with my mission. Pussy is my dish and I'm fishing, wishing upon the star. Come up on some ends with your caviar and a little bit of pussy so I could get my pimp on. Cause my pen gets my pimp on from G to Ozone. I have pimped my pen on cold Michigan nights, and the bitch didn't freeze up on me when I wanted her to write. Yes, indeed. I have pimped my pen in the hot California sun, and the bitch didn't drip, smear, or run as she turned trick pages from loose leaf to zigzag. I have pimped my pen, and she is number one in my stable, for I have yet not got a refill for her. I love her, that's why she keeps performing for me. I have pimped my pen, and she is number one in my stable. Pleasure is the treasure that the girl sells all day. Pleasure is the reason that she brings daddy his pay. Dedicated to hoe, dedicated for show, dripping willows on satin pillows. Love is being checked from a hoe. Dead presidents still getting their fuck on. I am so happy because ain't nothing like a lollipop to get sucked all day long. A tangy little candy drop. I love it when she brings me the pay. Dedicated like every day to the sunshine. Yeah, my hoe brings me mine. But like she said she'd do it, and I believed her when I accepted. Yeah, I got pimp bones in my body, and I rock them like Lottie Dottie. I rock them mighty hottie like Lottie Dottie. I got pimp bones in my body. Oh my God, that is one of my favorite songs. Give it up for Nate Dogg. Give it up for Snoop Dogg. Oh my goodness. Big pimpin'. If y'all didn't know, now you know. Man, that song was hot. Oh my goodness. I remember when that soundtrack came out, This was back during the time when soundtracks were everything. Soundtracks was better than the movie back in the 90s. And that dude, when they came out with this soundtrack, it was insane. It was cold blooded. But I had to get that off my spirit. I just had that down in my spirit. I had to get it off and I had to get it together. So, without further ado, let me give a shout out to everybody that's joined the show so far over on the United Guns of America. My man, Angry Man for a Reason. Yes, sir. My man, DJ Matt 121. G Friend, always faithful 94. And California Connoisseur Cannabis got the stickiest of the icky, as I guess. And over here on the relationship rehab side, first in the chat with the relationship rehab salute goes to DJ Just J. What up, bro? And wait, what is all right. And then we got Tony Snow, what's happening? Then we got Rock TNT TV, what it do? Then we got Show Enough the Mask, he got the Ruby Rod. Corbin, my man. Corbin. Corbin Dallas, this is Ruby Ride, baby. What's up? Also, my man, let's see, we got Sean Weaver. Oh, and Glenda Smiles a lot. We got Miss June Bennett, what's happening? Solo. And who else? That's it. Sean Mix Man. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, everybody. I just want to tell y'all, look, I have really been trying my best to, I guess, I've been trying to see what's really like with this whole, because there's some things that's going on. I'm gonna just be frank with y'all. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna be transparent because that's just what that's just who I am. There are things that keep me up at night. There are things that I think about that keep me from, when I'm restless and can't sleep. These are some of the things. And I would say it's really like three main things. Number one is what's going on with this election. And I can go into detail, but just what's going on with this election business. Number two is what's going on with guns and just the Pro 2A. Well, y'all know I'm Pro 2A, but just with the Second Amendment and the attack on the Second Amendment. And three is what's going on with this COVID-19, the pandemic, pan experiment, social engineering virus that's going on. Those are probably three of the main things that keep me, that keep me up at night, if you will, just to use that as a figuratively. And when I say that, I say it because I'm concerned about what's happening today, but I'm more concerned about where this is going to lead to. The very idea and concept of what America is, what America was supposed to be, what America was on track to becoming. I believe that this year has been the year where the thread of that very fabric that has been woven since the 1700s, since 1776, if you will. That fabric, that thread of that fabric has just been begun to get pulled, and it's unraveling what we know as the United States of America today. And what's even more scarier is what people that I believe, if they knew what this really was and what it really meant and what it's going to become, I think they would really have a problem with it. But because of the propaganda and just because of the outright, just flat out fucking lies that the media is telling, that the liberal left are telling, the Democrats are telling, it's the whole, the smoke and mirrors, the wagging the dog, if you will. That has just clouded our judgment. And I'm even more concerned about, because it's quite a few people that are woke, if you will, to that. But I'm more concerned about our people, black folks, niggas, whatever you want to call us, I'm more concerned about them not even questioning what's going on. It's one thing when you have something that's happening and there are things going on and you're in the moment, but it's another thing when you clearly see just flat out, hey, you're not supposed to do that, and nobody's saying anything. That is right. That is just one of the things that is so scary to me. The fact that most of us as black folks decided to vote for a president and a vice president that had a proven track record of not doing a goddamn thing for black folks. The fact that we went and voted for that particular candidate for the main reason being we just don't like this other dude, that is troubling. That is troubling. Just because we don't, the fact that we have just totally switched over to identity politics. We don't like them, so we'll vote for whoever and whatever the fuck is over here just because it's not what's over here. That is, I just don't understand it. The way that these people now, and I can put it in I can put it in all three of those aspects. When it comes to Second Amendment, black folks don't care what Democrats, what liberals are saying or trying to do with the Second Amendment. They don't care. They just don't, because they really are so concerned about, well, I would rather have, I want to try to get free school. I want to try to get free health care. They so busy trying to get free shit that they're not realizing the very thing that keeps them free, period, is being fucked with. That's just what it is. They are more concerned about getting free stuff than they are, or the promise of free stuff, than to actually be concerned about protecting what grants us freedom in the first place. That is very troubling to me. When you talk about COVID, most people that are behaving the way that they're behaving when it comes to masks, when it comes to the COVID epidemic, there are people who are literally concerned and literally like track the cases every day. And when I ask people like, why are you so concerned about the cases? Because there's people getting sick. Do you realize that there's just as many people that are getting COVID? There are people that are getting the common cold. And when you try to point out facts about it and say, look, dude, this is only affecting like 1% of the entire population. This is not a pandemic. Yeah, but people getting sick. Yeah, people get sick every day. You catch a sinus infection. You can catch a fucking a cold. You can catch pneumonia. You can catch H1N1. You can catch bronchitis. There is no difference between who's catching COVID and who's not, with the exception of an elderly person with comorbidities or someone who has comorbidities. And I'm telling you that even the people who've had comorbidities, most of them beat it. The greater majority of them beat it. I don't understand why people have just totally not even decided to actually say, well, let me question this. Because they said 2 million people were supposed to die in the first year of this thing. And we are in the first year of this thing and ain't close to 2 million people died yet. We ain't even halfway. We ain't even a fourth of the way. And that's with them inflating the numbers. But nobody asks questions on the other side. And then when you take it and say, well, all right, so we talked about it with COVID. We talked about it with guns. Well, let's look at this from an election point of view. The fact that there is clearly, and I don't care what nobody says, there is no rational human being. There is no person who has a basic education. Somebody who's at least graduated elementary school cannot deny the fact that there has been something wrong with this election. I don't want to say the F word because then they might, shut my channel down or shut off my stream. But you cannot be an adult in today's world and not acknowledge the fact that there was something wrong with this year's election. Something terribly wrong. The fact that it was possible for this to be the highest election turnout of all time, and that the person who is the elect that supposedly won, this person got the most votes ever. And the person spent all of the campaign season indoors. The fact that you even can think that's possible will have me question your intelligence. People know that voting and people coming out to vote has been a problem for generations. And you're telling me during a season, one of the worst years in the history of the United States, in the history of the world, when it comes to just the society, this was the highest voting turnout? Really? This dude, y'all telling me, and just ask your friends this. So you really gonna tell me that Joe Biden was more electrifying, polarizing, and just more of a better candidate than Barack Obama was? That's what you're gonna tell me. Barack Obama was probably one of the most polarizing, one of the most popular presidential candidates probably since Bill Clinton, and maybe after Clinton it would have to be Reagan, or it would have to be JFK. I'm talking about just saying, hey, because we all know that the office of president, it is a popularity contest. So essentially what you're telling me is Joe Biden is more popular than Barack Obama, more popular than Bill Clinton, more popular than Ronald Reagan, and more popular than John F. Kennedy. And more popular than Donald Trump, because that's one of the main reasons why he won. Just think about that. And when you have somebody, if you're having a conversation with somebody and they can't acknowledge that, or if they just, well, I don't know. I don't know. Well, I'm not sure. But it's like, my thing is this with the whole cheating thing. If they cheat you today, you can guarantee they'll cheat you tomorrow. And the day after that. And the day after that. So the fact that you won today by cheating, what does that mean for tomorrow? And then what does that mean for the day after that? Because if I feel as though I can get over on you, and this is human nature, if I feel as though I can get over on you with a little bit, I'm going to try to get a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit. Exactly, Amanda Kate. They start small and it's going to progress. So now, if this voting process can't be trusted, then what happens to it? How do we determine who is actually going to win? It's going to be based on who can steal the most, who can steal the best, who's the strongest at stealing. Cannabis over on the United Guns of America said, I can sum it up, my man. We are being played against each other, and unless the entire world finds out that Joe Biden stole this election and even admitted it 3 times on camera and is owned by China. I totally agree. They are literally, and it's like we think it's a black and white thing. Then we'll think it's a Democrat Republican thing. It's not. It's a have and a have not thing. It's the super elite rich that have purchased politicians to do their bidding. It's big tech that then bought politicians. It's all of these billionaires that have bought politicians. They bought and paid for these companies, these conglomerates. They have bought the people we have voted for to actually do our bidding. The people we put in office to actually look out for us, they're not looking out for us. They're looking out for themselves. And that's pretty much it. And the people that are lining their pockets. That's why you have somebody like Joe Biden who's been around for 50 fucking years and ain't done nothing but enriched himself and his family. Y'all do realize that, right? Y'all do realize that, right? Joe Biden ain't done shit but got rich. The broke white boy from Scranton got rich. Millions and millions. How the fuck do you become a millionaire when you got millions and millions of dollars? How do you have your son who just get millions and millions of dollars? All these people in your family, your brother, your cousins, all these motherfuckers just getting money. How is that? They're enriching themselves. You see this shit with this investigation clearly showing what's happening over there, what has happened, that something ain't right. Keep Sweat even know that. Something ain't right with the Bidens in China, with the Bidens in Russia. But if you say that Trump got something going on, let's launch an investigation. Let's actually go ahead and try to impeach him. We're going to spend $47 million trying to impeach the president. Then once the FBI comes back and says we couldn't find shit, they like, no, it still got to be something there. Make up some shit. Find something. It's terrible. And I'm telling you this, and I say all of that to say this. When the time comes and everybody starts to realize, when all us broke motherfuckers, and I'm talking about everybody that ain't a multi-millionaire and below, if you ain't worth at least 10 or 20 million, you need to be hearing what I'm saying. When it comes time to when we finally realize what these politicians have done to us and that they've sold us down the river, they sold their souls to sell us down the river, then we're going to look and say, well, how do we fight back? And if we don't keep this Second Amendment thing intact, we won't be able to do a goddamn thing. We'll be just like Venezuela. We'll be just like Australia. We'll be just like soon to be Canada. We will be powerless. Powerless. Now, with that being said, let's move on to my favorite part of the show.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, you know what? I think I'm going to go backwards with this. Yeah. I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to switch it. I am going to switch it and do, because that's going to be, yeah. Let's do this. With what I was saying, let's do this first. So, everybody knows who Tucker Carlson is, right? Tucker Carlson actually spoke about the Second Amendment and Democrats wanting to trample over the Second Amendment. Him and Colion Noir. If you don't know who Colion Noir is, definitely check him out. Check out his YouTube. He does a really good job at just talking about guns, talking about Second Amendment. Dude's a lawyer, very smart dude, and has some great points of view. So check him out. But let's go ahead and let's listen to this real quick.
Of all the euphemisms that our political class prefers, it's hard to find a more sinister phrase than mandatory gun buyback. It's not a buyback if it's mandatory, it's confiscation, it's theft by force. And now it's the official policy of the Democratic Party.
So to gun owners out there who say, well, a Biden administration means they're going to come for my guns.
Bingo. You're right if you have an assault weapon.
You heard that right. You heard that right. Bingo, if you have, you darn right if you have an assault weapon. And basically what they're saying is AR-15s. AR-15s, any type of long-range rifle, anything other than a shotgun that you have to shoulder up is what they want to first come and get. Why do they want to come and get those first? Because that is the main weapon that can stand up against any type of military force. When you go over to the Middle East, when you go over to all these other countries that we have fought against, what have they used to fight against us with? An AR-15 style platform weapon. AK-47, AR-15, M16, those type of guns. That's why they want to come get them first. If in the event this government ever decided to turn its army against the citizens, us having a bunch of 38s and a bunch of shotguns, we can't do shit with that. Against AR-15s, against AK-47s, against MG-34s, against M91s, against any other type of heavy artillery, we can't do shit about it. We would literally be the Middle Eastern guys that you see throwing rocks at tanks. That's essentially what you're talking about. Now, there's some asshole right now saying they would never be able to do that. The government would never be able to have bullshit. Look at Venezuela. And the fact that it happened to a country that was way smaller with us, way less guns than us, and they did that very thing, there you go. I did a video about that, about all the people that say that you can show to your friends, to people that say, oh, they would never do that against us. I'm not going to run outside with a fucking rock throwing it up against a tank. I tell you that right now. I'm not doing it. It's stupid. But I understand why those people that over in the Middle East do it, because they have nothing else. And here's the thing. The Second Amendment, and people say, well, the Second Amendment is in place, so they can't do nothing. You can chip at the Second Amendment. You can find a way around the Second Amendment. You can circumvent the Second Amendment with loopholes when you have fellow politicians that will come and assist you in voting for certain laws and for voting certain things in place to restrict you from exercising your right. I'm telling you that right now. So the fact that people want to be comfortable in the thought of thinking, oh, it could never happen to me. It could never happen to us. It could never happen to our country. Ask Canada. Ask a Canadian. Ask a Canadian. Them motherfuckers is up there. We got guns. It's just like you guys. Yes, we have to go through a little bit harder. It's a little bit more of a rigorous process to get guns, but we can get guns just like you guys can. Yeah, that was cool about a year ago. About 6-7 months ago. Motherfucker came on TV and said, as of right now, there are no more sales, no more purchases of AR-15s. AR-15 style rifles. You guys will have 2 years to turn them in, but that's it. Motherfucker just came on TV out the blue. The motherfucking Prime Minister of fucking Canada, whoever the fuck his name is, came on TV and said, look, effective immediately, this is it. Can't nobody sell them over here no more, and y'all got 2 years to turn them in. Nobody can say anything. Nobody can do anything. We're just stuck. And when you have somebody like this, Joe Biden has repeatedly said this. Beto O'Rourke repeatedly said this. Kamala Harris repeatedly said this. They're constantly telling you what they're going to do. And everybody thinks, oh, well, it's to make us all safer. How the fuck are you going to make me safer, taking away the very thing that will keep me safe? Just saying, how can you do that?
Do you believe in the mandatory buyback of quote-unquote assault weapons?
I do believe that we need to do buybacks, and I'll tell you why. They are weapons of war with no place on the streets of a civil society.
Yeah, so crime rises. Anyone who...
So you tell me how civil it was when motherfuckers was rioting for George Floyd. Tell me how civil it was when motherfuckers took to the streets and was burning down buildings, when people was going and they was throwing piss and bleach on the police. You tell me how civil that was. You tell me how civil it was when AOC was on the Breakfast Club telling people, no, y'all shouldn't go to work. Y'all should all stay home and go protest. You tell me how civil that is. When them Black Lives Matter and Antifa motherfuckers came marching over in them neighborhoods talking about, y'all need to get out this house. This used to be a black neighborhood. Go ahead. Tell me how civil that is. What do you do? What kind of gun do you want when you got a mob of people telling you to get out your house because you white? And this used to be a black neighborhood. Thank you, Justin Trudeau. Thank you so much for that, JC. How civil is that? When you have fucking mobs of people going into a restaurant and taking food off your plate, taking drinks off your table, and just doing what the fuck they want to do. Talking about Black Lives Matter. How civil is that when you have a group of fucking people that's Black Lives Matter and Antifa motherfuckers who just reestablished another autonomous zone in Portland? Yeah, the news don't talk about that shit now. But yeah, them motherfuckers just took over another little section in Portland talking about this is an autonomous zone. This is a Chaz zone, Chaz spot, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And click that like button while y'all watching this, please. Click the like button, click that share button, and if it's your first time, click the subscribe button. We had 6,700. We had 6,700 subscribers, and we're trying to get to 10,000 in the next 15 days, 16, 17 days, 18 days. But just think about that. You have all of these people talking about you don't need this in a civilized society, but you have armed security that got MP5s. Collapsible stock where I could take a fucking P90 or MP5, put it in my suit jacket to protect your ass, but I can't have that very same weapon to protect myself. I can't afford to have a security detail, so I need to protect myself, but I gotta have the gun or the weapon that you say I get to have. Seriously? And you are okay with that as a poor American. And you have people that live in neighborhoods where they don't have gates. They're not gated communities. They don't have their own private security force. How about the people that live in the south side of Chicago in the Wild Hundreds? Well, who's protecting them? Nobody. All they got is a phone they can dial 911, and then they have to wait for the police to show up. Other than that, they're at the mercy of whoever's doing something to them until they get there. Well, the police response time is less than 2 minutes. I can do a lot to a motherfucker in 2 minutes. Don't believe me? Come on down and I'll show you. Shit, I remember when in a gang meeting, you get 30 seconds of an ass whooping with no cover up, you getting fucked up. Imagine 2 minutes. Being at a folks meeting and they tell you, yeah, nigga, you got to take this ass whooping, take this beat down, nigga. 2 minutes, no cover up. Nigga, you like to be dead.
Tries to defend his own family is punished What is this about? Well, of course, it's terrifying. And no gun confiscation is likely to get through Congress, even if Democrats control both chambers narrowly. It's too unpopular. Millions of new gun owners just this year. You think they want their guns stolen by Kamala Harris? No. But that doesn't mean it couldn't happen without Congress. Kamala Harris has thought a lot about how to do it. Here's how.
I will give the United States Congress 100 days to get their act together and have the courage to pass reasonable gun safety laws. And if they fail to do it, then I will take executive action.
Yeah, executive action. Of course, she'll exempt her own bodyguards. Needless to say, you'll keep paying for them. They'll be.
Do you hear that? I'm going to take executive action. And like Tucker Carlson said, and yeah, we still going to keep paying as taxpayers for her private security force. And we don't have, when we have what? And here's my thing. And I'm not saying that everybody should have guns. I'm not saying that everybody need to go and get guns. I'm not saying that. Fine, you don't want guns, you hate guns, you don't like guns. Great. That's your right to do that and to have that position. But my thing is this. Why won't y'all leave ours alone? Why won't y'all leave our guns alone? The people who like guns, let us have them. I don't understand why people have to say, no, I need to control what the fuck you do. And that's one of my biggest problems with Democrats and liberals. Y'all motherfuckers want to tell everybody else what the fuck they need to do because it's what you like. Maybe I don't like that. Maybe I don't want that. I don't go and tell, that's just like me. I don't go and tell motherfuckers how many pairs of shoes that they have or they should have. I don't tell people that, oh, you buying 5 pairs of Jordans is excessive. That's what the fuck you want to do with your money and you can afford it, by all means, go ahead. I could care less. But if you want to buy guns, if I want to buy guns and you want to buy shoes, what's wrong with that? What is wrong with that? Why does someone have a problem with that? I understand why the politicians got a problem with it, because they want to control everything. There is a certain mentality that goes on with these type of politicians to where they think this, and Joe Biden has shown it time and time again. They think that not only are they the elite, but they think that they know better than everybody. They think they should be the ones to decide what is what. And that is not what politics is about. That is not what politics is supposed to be about. Politics is supposed to be about simply the distribution of power. Who's doing what, where, who's doing this for the people? They should be facilitating that. Not telling us what we should do. Telling us we need to wear masks. Telling us we need to stay in the house. Telling us we don't need to open our businesses. Telling us we don't need to go to work. Telling us we don't need to have guns. While all the while, they're doing the very same thing. They going to work. Y'all do realize that through this whole pandemic, ain't not nan motherfucker out of Washington, D.C. missed a paycheck. Y'all do realize that, right? While everybody's at home, every business is shut down, can't go get a haircut, what the fuck is Nancy Pelosi going to do? Going to get a haircut. All these motherfuckers that sitting here talking about we got to stay indoors, man. We got to be inside. We got to wear masks. Time and time again, you see these fucking politicians doing just the opposite. And y'all say nothing. The people y'all motherfuckers voted for. Y'all don't say shit when y'all see them shitting on what the fuck they shitting on you by breaking the fucking laws that they fucking committing. Them motherfuckers all the while getting paid on the 1st and the 15th just like clockwork. While you at home hoping for a stimulus check. While you at home with an unemployment check hoping that you can get back to work at some point. You can't go out to eat, but Gavin Newsom can. Thank you, visuals. Gavin Newsom can. Him and 12 of his fucking friends will go out and party on your fucking tax dollars. Believe it or not, you motherfuckers in California, y'all pay his salary. That $200,000 or $300,000 he getting every motherfucking year, you're paying for that. Meanwhile, he's telling you, you can't do shit. And everybody that's staying home, everybody that's saying, man, we just got to listen to what they telling us, man, because we don't know what to do. People dying, bro. Here's the problem with that. Ain't nothing for free. And all the while they doing this fuck shit, this is all costing us now, and it's going to cost us later. And the price that we're going to have to pay later is way bigger than the price we're paying now. All you lazy motherfuckers that's sitting at home thinking you getting over because you getting a free check, you sitting at home, I'm talking about you making more money staying at home than you did when you was going to work. Motherfucker, don't nothing last forever, and a free check, a free lunch ain't free. When these motherfuckers get in the office and they jack them fucking taxes up on everybody, and these motherfucking rich motherfuckers that got some money start closing their businesses, start downsizing their businesses, and you motherfuckers are back on fucking unemployment, and then they start downsizing that unemployment, cutting that unemployment, talking about we ain't got no more money, and you motherfuckers is broke, then you gonna say, what we gonna do now? Man, it's fucked up out here, Joe. Well, you voted for it to be fucked up out here. How about that?
Heavily armed. How will this work exactly? Colion Noor has thought a lot about it. He's a gun rights activist. We're happy to have him on tonight. Colion Noor, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Tucker.
Realistically, do you think it's possible for a Biden administration to destroy the Second Amendment without a vote in Congress?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So with the idea with the executive action that Kamala Harris was referring to, they could get creative with it from the standpoint of saying, well, these particular guns need to live under the NFA Act, which is an act that essentially causes you to register certain firearms and pay a tax on them. And then if you can't do that or afford that particular tax, well, then you'll just have to sell them back to the government at a fraction of the cost. And then that's how they'll go about doing it in that manner. And I think a lot.
Exactly. You heard that shit, right? So imagine the gun that you bought. You look, my AR-15 cost over $2,000. I now had to, at the time that I got it, because it's an SBR, and because I have a silencer on it, I had to pay a tax stamp for both it being an AR, a short barrel rifle, and for it having a suppressor on, a silencer on it. So I paid taxes on the purchase of that rifle. Then I paid an additional tax for having that type of rifle. Then I paid another tax for adding a particular device to that rifle. Now, that very same government is telling me I'm going to have to register that firearm in some other type of registry and pay a tax on that. And if I can't, I have to sell it back to the government at whatever price they deem it is. No negotiations, no arguments, no nothing. That's what they're talking about doing. So the very right that I so-called have, you fucking with it with these loopholes. Say, you can't do that unless you got this. You can't do that unless you got this. You can't do that unless you pay this. So now what do I do? And we don't know what the fuck this fee gonna be, but I guarantee you it's gonna be astronomical. I guarantee you. Now, once I do that, and I say, well, I can't afford all this shit, man. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just sell my rifle back. What do you think I would say if them motherfuckers told me, hey, look, the average AR-15 costs $500. So we offering $500 for every rifle. Man, this is a motherfucking Daniel defense. I get it, but $500 is the going price for rifles. That's, the starting price. So that's what we're saying. So, because if you got a rifle that's less than $1,000, if you got a rifle, we know you paid at least $500 for it. So that's what the government feels fair to give back to the people who purchased it. My rifle costs $2,300, motherfucker. Fuck you mean? $500. Who's with doing that? You got a Daniel Defense rifle. You got a motherfucking Barrett rifle. Them motherfucking rifles, you ain't gonna just get that shit up. I ain't giving up my fucking $2,500 rifle just because a motherfucker is trying to charge me some extra shit and only willing to give me $500 for it. Fuck you mean? So it's like, but now you're talking, it's mandatory. That means if I don't comply, I will now be a criminal. You like that Abe Froman shirt? I feel you. Me too, yeah. Now I'm a criminal. If I don't go with y'all game plan, I'm a criminal now. I can get fined. I can go to jail. I go to jail, I lose my job. I can't go to work, they're going to fire me. So just think about that. Why would they want to do this to people that are law-abiding citizens? They talk about, well, we got so much violence out in the streets. Law-abiding citizens are not committing these crimes. Criminals are. Criminals don't have guns registered in the first fucking place. So if you were trying to make it about being safe, if you were trying to make it about saying we're trying to stop crime, then you would make it tougher on criminals, not the citizens, unless you're trying to disarm your society. Who would do that? Just a couple people. Justin Trudeau, he would. Who's the guy that's running Venezuela? He would. And what was that other guy, that German dude? Adolf Hitler? He did it. Wonder what they did once they did that.
A lot of people are not understanding that. They think that if they can't get it through Congress, they can't find other means to restrict your rights, but they truly can.
Millions of Americans are now gun owners, people who were not gun owners a year ago. Crime, civil disorder have convinced them they need a way to protect their families. A lot of those people will wind up, without even knowing it, becoming felons under this new scheme.
So the biggest problem that I've had for the longest times in my time of being a gun advocate is how little the general public knows about the politics regarding firearms. And like you pointed out, there are a ton of people who've gone out and bought a ton of guns and don't realize that overnight they could literally become felons based on whatever laws that they try to pass under this particular administration if they get into office. And so the way they've done it, though, is to keep the public largely ignorant about firearm politics, because they shut voices like mine down and other groups and organizations that are pro-2A, and they do the best that they can to not talk about it. And the only time that they actually shine a light on it is when it's something negative that they can utilize to push whatever agenda they're trying to push.
Man, if they're telling you you're not allowed to defend yourself,
Exactly.
I mean, that should raise real suspicions about their agenda, shouldn't it?
Exactly. Here's my question to y'all that everyone should be asking. Why would a group of people who have private security want to take away guns from those who can't afford private security? Why would they want to then tell you what kind of guns you can have to protect your life or the lives of your loved ones? Because they want to control you. That's it. Thank you. It's control. It's power. Do you realize that if I'm the person, let's just say, for instance, if I'm the person who's in charge of how much and when you eat, how much food you get and how much food you can eat, when you get it, how much you get, do you realize that I control you? I have a power over you, therefore I control you? Do you realize that if it was left up to me to determine when you get to drink water and how much water you get to drink, do you then realize that I control you? And I know it's some stupid motherfuckers right now saying, like Big Steel did in Juice, I control my life. No, you don't, Steel. I got control over you more than you do. Steel and Juice thought and said, I control my life. How, Steel? And you doing everything that Bishop and Q do. Or whatever Bishop and Q tell you to do. Or Raheem. Just think about that. If I can tell you when and where you get to do a particular thing, there is a certain amount of control that I have over you. Now, that may be okay when what I'm giving you is enough. Maybe even more than enough. But, I'm on my way there. But, when I then tell you, you know what, I don't want to give you that anymore. Nah, it's too much. Nah, I got to cut back. Shit's getting scarce and I got to cut back on what you're getting. How about when I tell you when you get to go outside? How about when I tell you where you get to go when you do go outside? How about when I get to tell you what time you can be outside and what time you got to be in the house? How about when I tell you what time you get to open your business and what time you get to close your business? Well, how about this? What if I was to tell you that they're already telling you that? And you're doing it. Let that sit there and marinate for a second. They're already telling you when you can go outside, when you can't go outside. They're already telling you what business you can go to, what business you can't go to, what company you can go in, what company you can't go in. Yep, they're telling you what funeral you can go to, how many people can go to the funeral. And they're not just doing it for COVID, because it was 20,000 motherfuckers at George Floyd's funeral who actually won Person of the Year on Time Magazine. Did y'all see that stupid shit? Right. Out of all the people that's died in 2020, you telling me that he deserved Person of the Year? Okay. Right. Yeah, right. But if they're already telling you where to go, when you can go, how many can go, what you got to have on, what you got to wear, or you can't go there, what you think gonna happen when this vaccination come out? You want to fly? You got to have this vaccination. You want to go to this football game? You got to have this vaccination. You want to go into this grocery store? You got to have this vaccination. You want to go outside? You got to have this vaccination. You want to get on this train? You got to have this vaccination. Now, it's a bunch of people saying, I ain't taking that shit. Fuck that shit. I ain't going to have that shit. What happens when you got to go see your grandmama and you got to hop on a plane and you don't have the vaccination? What happens when you got to go to a funeral and you can't go unless you have this vaccination? What happens when your wife is in the hospital giving birth to your child, but you can't go in unless you have this vaccination? It ain't gonna cost you nothing. We'll give it to you for free. We'll give it to you right now. But you gotta have it, and you gotta have this paperwork that says you had it. Or what they call what Bill, not Bill Clinton, but what Bill Gates calls a digital certificate that literally has all of your medical history and shit on it. Wonder how fun that's gonna be when that gets hacked. All it is, it's telling you, it's all telling you, it's all roads are leading to the same thing. Well, you got to have this paperwork. What if I lose the paperwork? Yeah, you're right. People are losing the paperwork so much. We ought to just start using this chip. What's a chip? Oh, it's just a little small little thing that we inject in your body. It only hurts for a couple of hours and that's it. Then you can just walk in and just get scanned. Be right here. Or it's right here. Yep, you just walk right up. Let the little scanner read it. Scanner reads it. It's RFID. It's in there. You're good. We just want to verify that you've had the shot and that it's safe for everyone else. So essentially now you're telling me that with this chip, you'll not only know what vaccinations I've had and what I haven't had, but you'll also know where I'm at. You'll also know what I do. You'll also know all of my information. You just have all of that, huh? Well, you know, that's it could be. That wouldn't be what we're doing essentially, but it could get to that. Oh. So if you want to find out who I am, where I am, what's going on with me, all you need to do is look at my last scan. Find out the last place where this guy got scanned at. See who that is. Oh, yeah, he just got off a flight in Chicago. Yeah, he's right there. That's where it's going to get to. But right now, you're not thinking that far ahead because it's like, oh, no, they would never do that. Yeah, okay.
Absolutely. But you have to understand, Tucker, the whole point is control. That's the overall goal is control.
Right, that's it.
And the most precious thing we have in this world is our life. So the person who can control that or the defense of that is essentially in control. So a population of people that have firearms that can protect their lives adequately without having to rely on the government isn't under the thumb or the control of the government. So if they can take that from you and force you to depend on them, then they understand that they have the control at that point. And that is their ultimate goal.
There's a reason the first two amendments to the Constitution are freedom of speech and religion, and the Second Amendment, the right to defend yourself. They thought this through, and so have you. Colin Noir, it's great to
I'm sure the YouTube algorithm.
And that's the whole thing about it. It's like they have no idea. Well, people have no idea of what the Second Amendment, what the First Amendment meant, because they think, oh, it was old and they did it back then and that's why they did it. You know the saying that they have is there is no new thing under the sun. It's not that we're, hundreds of years in the future now from when the Constitution was actually written up and when the Bill of Rights was actually written up. It's not that we're so far ahead of that and that's an archaic piece of legislation. It's not that. That's not what this is. That's not the problem. What was so beautiful about that document is that it is a document that will stand the test of time because it's based on principles that are just at the very foundation of freedom. Just like 10 Commandments. The 10 Commandments. You can tell me whenever the 10 Commandments were written, however far back you want to go, 100 years, 1,000 years, 2,000 years, whatever it is, you look at the basic principles of the 10 Commandments. They don't need to be altered because they are literally basic instructions for living a peaceful life. Thou shalt not kill. That means don't kill each other. Keep your hands to yourself. Thou shalt not covet another man's wife. That shit is like basic principle. Don't go and fuck with another man's wife. You can even take it further and say don't fuck with another man's woman, period. That has stood the test of time. Men have gone to wars. Countries have gone to war for years, for generations, over women, over they woman. And if you go back to that particular principle, to that particular commandment, still stands true today. Thou shalt not steal. Don't take shit that ain't yours. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Be faithful to the commitment that you've made. Just think about that. It's not a thing of people saying, because people always try to say, well, when they wrote the Ten Commandments, when they wrote the Constitution, they weren't envisioning these type of weapons. No, they weren't. And they shouldn't have. It was a moot point. I don't care what kind of guns they have 100 years from now. I'm telling you right now, and guns are important today in 1776, and they will be important later on because those are weapons that people use to defend themselves. Whether it's even when it was a sword. When a sword was the primary weapon of choice, it mattered then to the point to where everyone fucking had them. Right. Thou shalt not bear false witness. All that shit has withstood has withstood the sands of time. It is very possible, and I don't know why people try not to even acknowledge this, that the forefathers wrote it that way so that it could stand the test of time. I said the sands of time, didn't I? The test of time. What they wrote back in 1776 stands true today. And should. I should be able to say what the fuck I want because I'm a man just like anybody else. And I should be able to protect myself from whatever the fuck is trying to hurt me in this world. And you don't get to determine how I do that, which is why they put in that fucking wonderful fucking phrase, shall not be infringed. It's a fucking no-brainer. And when people try to, convolute the shit, where they try to misinterpret the shit on purpose so that they can manipulate it for their own agenda, it should be offensive. And it should be to the point to where it's a crime. The fact that I can't call a motherfucker a faggot without it being derogatory, but you can tell me what the fuck I get to use to protect my life, that shows you the reason why they wrote it the way that they did. That's exactly why they're telling you that. I can't say this word, I can't say that word, but I can't have this gun. Because you feel that's the way? Because you feel I should have a shotgun? Because you feel that because you don't like guns, I can't have any? That's essentially what they're trying to do. That's the agenda. And what broke motherfuckers don't realize is the only reason why they're telling you that this is going to work and this is going to be great for you is because they just want to get it out your hands so they can then really tell you what the fuck you going to do. What the fuck they want you to do. That's why. That's why the billionaires want people. Billionaires ain't in the hood. They could give a shit about who got guns. But I tell you why they want them. Because once I got your guns, I can really tell you what the fuck time it is. And you can't do shit about it. Politicians are trying to tell us what the fuck to do. That's why they want guns. That's why they want to get the guns out your hands. That's why they're telling you those guns have no place in our society. Because they want a society where they tell you what the fuck time it is. They tell you when to go to bed. They tell you when to get the fuck up. They tell you what you're going to do. And they tell you how you're going to do it. That's what this is. And anybody who tries to say anything other than that, they're fucking lying to you, or they're just misinformed, or they're just totally fucking ignorant. There is no reason that I would want to take a weapon away from someone unless I wanted to have power over that person. That's it. If I want to be able to tell you where you work, what job you have. I want to be able to tell you what you do, what you can do, how much taxes you pay, how much taxes you got to pay right now, how much you pay later. If I get to tell you how much you get to have, how much you get to keep, if I get to tell you that, I run you. I'm in control of you. And if I got your guns, it ain't shit you can do about it. Because I'm going to determine if you can come and go. I'm going to determine if you can eat or if you can. Do you realize that these motherfuckers eventually, how they've been talking about it, and it's coming soon. There's going to be a war about water. Motherfuckers going to be like, hey, we control how much water you get to your house now. You only get 32 gallons per month. People think that shit is asinine and it's crazy. I'm telling you, it's all coming. If I can control the basic things that you need to live, I control you. Look at these motherfuckers in these other countries. Ain't nobody over in China on YouTube talking the shit I'm talking. Ain't nobody over in fucking Australia talking the shit I'm talking. Ain't nobody in North Korea talking the shit that I'm talking. Because they can't. They literally cannot do it. Do you want to live in a country where motherfuckers tell you or are in control of what you even see on the internet? They're already doing it. Facebook is controlling what you get to see and what you don't. Google is controlling what you get to see and what you don't. YouTube is controlling what you get to see and what you don't. Instagram is controlling what you get to see and what you don't. Do you want to live in that type of world? Because right now it's just what you post. Pretty soon it's going to be what you search. Do you know I tried to search for that Joe Biden? Y'all seen that video with Joe Biden talking down to them black people like he they motherfucking daddy? And them black people all sitting there on a Skype call or Zoom call and they ain't saying shit. Joe Biden nigga is hollering at these motherfuckers. I'm trying to find the video so that I can do a show about it. And all them punk ass motherfuckers, they took that shit. They sat there like kids. If somebody can find that video, send it to me, please. I'm telling you, Joe Biden is like, I'm telling you right now, the way that Joe Biden talked to them people, to them grown ass black folks, no man could talk to me like that. Even at my job. Even at my job. And not that I would click off and say something and oh, you're not gonna talk to me like that. I'm gonna click off and end the call. No. I'd be like, hey man, hey, hold on, partner, time out. Now I understand you want to say what you want to say, but you ain't gonna talk to me like I'm your fucking kid. You need to watch your tone, pimp. I don't give a fuck if you the president of the goddamn solar system. You ain't talking to me like that. You old motherfucker, you. Who you think you talking to? Not one of them even batted an eye. They all sat there and shut the fuck up like they was kids. Send me that link, please, if you just saw it on YouTube. Because the only thing I saw it on was Brandon Tatum. He did it. He talked about it. I saw it on there. But I want the clip myself. So if you can find it where it's just there, send it to me. Because I'm definitely doing a show about that tomorrow. But getting back to this gun thing, it's to the point when I was talking about saying how they're pulling at the very fabric of it and that they're slowly but surely trying to change this, trying to change that, trying to do this, trying to do that. They're trying to pull it in Texas. There's a House bill called House Bill 196. And what they're trying to do here, they're trying to change the castle doctrine to tell your ass what you gotta do if a motherfucker breaks into your house. And the motherfucking bitch that's spearheading the shit that wrote the fucking bill, Terry Meza, she been on this shit for quite some time. So what I'm going to show you first is this video she did about a year ago. This was sometime in 2019. Let's watch this.
Last Sunday in Tarrant County, 3 children, all under the age of 9, were shot in their homes. 2 of them died. Those shootings unrelated. They happened within hours of each other. In studio with us this morning is Democratic State Representative Terry Meza from Irving, and joining the questioning as always, Bud Kennedy from the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Good morning, Bud.
Teresa. Terry.
Good morning, Terry. Thank you for coming in. As a freshman in the last legislative session, you proposed some amendments to a bill regarding gun safety in homes, but you were met with some resistance. So tell us what happened.
Well, originally the bill was laid out before the committee that I sit on, Human Services Committee, to change and weaken the protections about storage of guns in foster homes. The rule was specifically about foster homes. And so the rule said for guns to be stored separately. The representative that was laying out the bill said that that weakened his access or caused him problems in having greater access to guns, and he wanted them put in the same box. So he wanted to change the rule from separately to same box. I had told him that...
Do you hear how asinine that is? I'm going to tell you that you got to not only have your gun unloaded, but it got to be unloaded in separate boxes. So if a motherfucker break into my house, I got to get the gun, then out of a locked box, then I got to go get my ammo out of a locked box, and then put them together. Who in the fuck has time to do that in the dead of night if a motherfucker come and kick in your fucking door, waving the 4-4, screaming, all they screaming is, "Papa, don't hit me no more"? Who can do that? In a situation where seconds matter, you want to give me more seconds because why? Because that shit don't happen in your neighborhood. That shit don't happen where you from. That shit don't happen where you live. I see a motherfucker start stabbing my motherfucking wife. I gotta go run and get my gun, but wait, I gotta go to 2 separate boxes, unlock them both, combine them together, and then come back. Not to mention chambering around if it's a semi-automatic. How in the fuck do you do that? Why not just say, hey, you need to have your firearm to where it can't be reached, motherfucker? Or if you want to have it put it in a box, fine, you got to have it in this locked box, but at least have it together. I get it when in a foster home situation, in all reality and all fairness, in a foster home situation, do you have kids that are fucked up and disturbed? Yes. Could they potentially do something with a firearm? Yes. So to have a law to say, hey, you got to have this gun in a locked box, fine, because you're a foster parent. But to try to separate that shit, you doing too much. And most people that come up with cockamamie ideas like this are motherfuckers who don't have guns or motherfuckers who live by themselves. And they don't think about this type of shit happening to them. And they're just, oh, we're prepared. Trigger locks, all that shit is, here's my problem with the shit, is because you got to get one thing to do another thing. What if something happens and the lock is fucked up? What if the lock is rusted and you don't know until you go to need the motherfucker? What happens if your key don't work? What happens if the key is cut wrong? How many times have you bought a key, you went out to the hardware store, got a key made, brought the key back home to use the key, and the key didn't work. It was cut wrong. Got to take it back to get it sanded or take it back to even get it cut all over again the correct way. Thank you. I'm on my way to that one, Scotch. How is it that you think that that's okay and I can throw all of these other additional roadblocks for you to protect yourself when I got a security guard outside my house? Joe Biden will never have to worry about his front door getting kicked in. What is D. White Green says? No, Brian. They should reconsider foster parents. Why change gun laws? Change foster parent laws. Everyone is not a foster parent. What the hell? That's what the fuck I just said. What are you talking about? I just said that. If you're gonna have foster parents, then you can. Did I not just say that? If you're gonna have foster parents, I said have them have it in a locked box. One, not separate boxes. That makes sense. So I'll be looking for the D. White Green. I'll be looking for the oh my bad, or I didn't hear that, or I'm sorry in the next few moments in the chat, please. Thank you, sir.
I understood his desire to have greater access to guns. I would like for him to appreciate my desire for the children in the household not to have greater access to guns, especially since the rule is about foster children who are particularly vulnerable, been through a lot of trauma.
Thank you, Kylie.
So he said he would consider it. And then I checked back with him later, and he said that he was concerned about the cost.
And don't she look like Blanca from Street Fighter? I swear to God she do. Jesus Christ.
So when the bill was voted on in committee, I unfortunately was the lone vote against his bill. For whatever reason, the other people didn't see it the same way I did. So it did get voted out of committee and went to the House floor. So I approached him on the House floor and asked him, had he checked into the cost since he was concerned about it? And he said no, that he actually told me that he considered my proposal absurd. My proposal was that I would let him have his guns stored in the same box to address his desire to have greater access to his guns, if he would make them a keyless box. Use his thumbprint, use a combination, something that actually he would have better access, right? Because he always has his thumbprint and his combination in his mind with him rather than having to hunt for a key himself if there were a break-in during the night. And that the children wouldn't have, in the household, wouldn't have greater access to it because they would not have access to his thumbprint or his combination.
Damn.
He called my suggestion absurd. I actually thought it was very reasonable. So I did tell him that I intended to propose an amendment. The House floor doesn't like for you to ambush members with a surprise amendment. So I let the floor know when I presented the amendment that I'd already discussed it with him and that he had not amended his bill, as I'd suggested, because he was concerned about cost. So that I had checked into the cost, and at the Tractor Supply, right there in his hometown in Corsicana, he could get it for X dollars.
Tell
At
me
the Walmart,
that ain't
in most people's towns, you could get it for a similar amount. And Amazon, which is available everywhere, a similar amount. So it really wasn't cost prohibitive, that it was affordable. He still opposed the amendment and made a motion to table. And when he made his motion to table, dozens, it seemed like all of them, of the Republican House members who supported him came to the mic and surrounded him. I got pushed back up against the dais and in support of his bill. So the amendment did not pass, voted on an 80-60, more or less lines.
It
Clearly,
shouldn't
you were
have.
trying to do something you thought would protect people in their
Come
homes.
to
We
the-
hear when
and it's
mass
like-
shootings happen,
I don't
there's
know,
hysteria, so much coverage. But sometimes these shootings in
I
the
ain't
homes
shooting
and
that.
crime on our street corners is what really affects people more. Do you think that this is a situation we should have legislation, or is this about personal responsibility? It's up to the individual gun owner to protect that gun in the right way inside their home.
Well,
it should be up to the gun owner. And that was one of the things that I saw Scott say, why not teach gun safety? We teach a motherfucker how to drive. We teach a motherfucker how to cook. We teach a motherfucker how to do math. We teach a motherfucker how to do English. We teach a motherfucker Spanish. We teach motherfuckers all this shit. We teach people how to be safe in all these different things. How come we won't teach somebody how to be safe with a gun? How not to use a firearm unless you are properly trained in using it. Not to touch a gun unless you are properly trained in using it. Do you realize I have a 7-year-old daughter, and I have not one time had a problem with my daughter and a firearm because I educated her on that. She don't touch a gun. She knows not to touch a gun. She does. I mean, it's like, and it's not a thing of just saying, oh, you just lucky. No, it's just that that's how we taught her. I constantly revisited that with her. And it's like I tell her, hey, this is what you do. This is what you don't do. Don't touch it. Don't do anything. Now, when it comes time for me to actually introduce that gun to her and how to use it, whole different story. But I haven't done it yet because I don't believe she's like ready for it. She's only 7, and there are some 7-year-olds who I've seen that actually can get down with a gun. But I just see where she's at. She's still a kid. She's still like the innocence and all that stuff that she has. She's not ready for that shit yet. And that's the only reason why I haven't taught her that. That's why I haven't took her to go shoot or nothing like that, because she's just not on that level yet. But I imagine over the next year or two, she will get there. And once she does, when she's, 9, 10, 11, 12, it'll be time. So, right, exactly. By the time she's 15, she gonna be ready. She gonna know what it is, what to do, and how to do it. She gonna definitely know that shit. But it's like, I don't understand why they do all of this shit and don't realize and say, hey, you know what? Maybe we should just be a little more practical about this and let it be where, hey, we need to have some responsibility on the parents. We need to have some responsibility in the home to where that this type of shit is being, addressed.
One of our laws could be called personal responsibility, whether it's stealing or killing or whatever. But no, I do think it's something that needs legislation, and I think we do have some legislation about gun storage in the home that imposes prison time and fines. But I think most of the time we're hesitant to enforce that legislation because frequently it's the parents who have just lost a child, and so they're grieving, and we hate to impose penalties on them. But if we never impose it, then maybe the imposing the penalty would not stop it from happening, but it might stop, or it might encourage people who have guns to be more careful about how they store them.
But Terry, let's be real here about the politics. You're a freshman Democratic legislature in a Republican House. I'm looking at the Texas Republican Party position on guns. It says we affirm that lawful gun ownership guards against tyranny by our own government. Says that we support anyone allowing to carry guns, any legally owned guns, openly or concealed, and it opposes any sort of restrictions on firearm storage. This is what the Republican Party says it wants. Republicans dominate Austin. What's the reality of trying to pass any sort of rule at all in Austin?
Well, there's a wiser man than I am once said that darkness can't cast out darkness, and hate doesn't drive out hate. Only love can do that. Only light can do that. But it seems like when we get to the legislature and we talk about guns, the answer is more guns. And that's what happened this past legislative session. The NRA got everything they asked for. So now we're going to have more guns in apartments, more guns at schools, more guns, trying to think of foster homes, as we talked about. And we just had the flooding recently. We passed a bill saying that guns could be carried around, even if they didn't have a concealed license to carry, whatever, concealed handgun license, that they can carry around guns in disaster areas. So our answer to guns was more guns. And
why wouldn't you want to be able to carry a gun in a disaster area? In a situation where just think about Katrina. A situation where society has totally gone to shit because there has been a collapse in the infrastructure. Why shouldn't you be able to carry a gun? Why wouldn't you? It's like, I don't understand. And when you're talking about somebody saying, oh, you don't need that, it's always a motherfucker who ain't out there. Or if they are out there, they got plenty of security with them. Do y'all realize in motherfucking Katrina, they had a goddamn general walking around, riding around on fucking tanks and shit like that, trying to reestablish order? So if they got the army out there, who are armed, standing on corners and shit like that. Imagine what the fuck it's like when there ain't no army there in other neighborhoods and other areas. And that's why you had all that fucking crime and shit happening in those areas. People was getting sexually assaulted and shit like that. Yeah, a motherfucker gonna take some pussy if he know ain't nobody gonna do shit about him taking some pussy. But you don't care about that though. Because all you want, and a lot of these politicians, they pick up this gun shit because it's a hot topic and it's a way for them to get notoriety and it's a way for them to get a feather in their cap. Like this bitch here is doing. She picked this shit up just so that she can say, oh, I was one of the ones. Oh, it was me who. Stupid.
I think that's the wrong direction to go in.
Do you want to take up AR-15s? Do you want to collect everyone's AR-15s like Beto?
I don't think we should have weapons of war on.
Why can't you just answer the question and say yes or no? That's another thing about these motherfuckers. They never answer questions directly, which lets you know that is a person that you do not trust. If you can't ask a motherfucker, say, hey, do you like sausage on your pizza? Well, actually, when it comes to pizza, I prefer more of a vegan style pizza. Not to say that there's something wrong with, meat on a pizza, but that's just kind of like my preference because it's so much more healthier. That, bitch, I got Pizza Hut on the phone and I'm about to order a pizza for us. Do you want sausage? Yes or no? Well, when it comes to ordering sausage, then, there are different types of sausages. Is it breakfast sausage or is it Italian sausage? Those are the different types. I mean, because sausage gives certain things a different type of taste. I'm not really too sure of the taste of the breakfast sausage or the Italian sausage, but I would kind of suggest that we do more research to actually find out the sausages that are available, if they are the best for us. And if not, how do we actually get to a point to where we do get the best sausage? That's what the fuck these politicians do. Direct question. Bitch, do you like sausage on your pizza? Can't say yes or no. I got to give you some run around the meal answer and be vague as possible that lets you know I'm full of shit. That lets you know I'm bullshitting you. It's just like when you go to a car dealership and they tell you, yeah, this car here does have a lot of miles on it, but these are suburban miles and not city miles. Motherfucker, a mile is a mile. Well, it's more wear and tear on a city mile than it is a suburban mile. The suburbs have better roads and the city has, worse roads because there's so much more traffic. You're stopping more frequently, which does a lot with shifting of the car and, the way the car wears and tears. That's what they're doing. Used car salesman type of shit. The fuck is a city mile and a fucking suburban mile? Man, don't tell me no shit like that. You disrespecting my intelligence.
On the city streets. I say that as a daughter of someone who served in World War II.
I'm the daughter of someone who served in World War II. So that means you got war experience? Bitch, you were a kid when your daddy served in World War II. The fuck you even bringing that shit up for? Like, oh, because your daddy served in World War II, now you have World War II weapons of war knowledge? Bitch, I don't care if your daddy served in World War II. That ain't got shit to do with you saying, do you think motherfuckers should have AR-15s or not?
3 brothers who all served in the military. And I was actually an ROTC sweetheart at UT.
I'm an ROTC sweetheart. That gives you motherfucking man, come on, man.
Yeah, and I was the sweetheart of the rifle team.
I was the sweetheart of the rifle team. What the fuck does that mean? And they're like laughing and won't say shit like, what does that mean? State Rep Meza, I don't understand why you would bring that up. Either you know about it or you don't. Either you're educated on it or you don't. My dad was a Chicago police officer for 30 years. However, Just because my dad was, don't mean that I have all this knowledge and I know about policing. No, I actually had to study it. I actually had to get educated on it. I actually had to get trained on it. It was a difference between the things that I learned from my father being a police officer, and it was a difference when I actually trained to become a police officer. Yeah, it was a lot of shit that I knew already, but I still had the advantage of actually going through it myself to learn what it is, to understand what it takes. It's different being the police in Chicago than it is being the police in motherfucking Allegan, Michigan. It's different. It's a big difference. You can have an edge in certain things, but it's different when you're patrolling city streets in the fucking hood as opposed to patrolling fucking acres of fucking land out in the fucking sticks with no street lights. When you get out your fucking car and it ain't nothing out there but the fucking moon if you're lucky. God forbid if it's raining or it's foggy because you really can't see shit. And all you got is a fucking flashlight. It's a big difference.
So I have some familiarity with guns, although I do not keep one in the house because I don't have a desire to kill anybody.
That's the only reason why I would keep a gun is because I have the desire to kill someone. And this bitch is actually the one coming up with legislation. Do you hear what she just said? Do you hear the mentality and the rationale of this person? The only reason why people even buy guns is because they have a desire to kill people. That's what it is. So every soldier, every fucking person that signs up to be in the military, because they have to have firearm training, they get into the military because they actually want to kill somebody based on her logic, based by what she's saying. You see how asinine and misinformed politicians are? Let me tell you something about politicians, man. You got some politicians that are lawyers and they may know the law and know the inner workings of how the law works and all that shit. That's fine. But most politicians are very misinformed people when it comes to things that involve just simple everyday life shit. They are either out of touch because they haven't been around the shit in fucking decades, or they just don't fucking know because they're not well-rounded, worldly people. And they will talk about some shit that they don't fucking have a clue about and expect you to believe what the fuck they're saying and support what it is that they're doing. Just like that black bitch who had that fucking 223 round talking about it was a 50 caliber bullet. She didn't know shit about guns, but she's yet and still talking about people that use guns, talking about people that want guns. How do you even have the balls to do that? I don't know shit about makeup. You'll never hear me talking about it except saying a bitch got on too much of it. That's it. I can't talk to you about rouge. I can't talk to you about lipstick. I can't talk to you about eyeliner, eyeshadow, blush, foundation. I can't talk to you about concealment, whatever the fuck that shit. I can't talk to you about none of it. Because that's not something that I know about. So if you ask me about it, I'd say, I don't know, man. That's not my thing. Now, if you see me in fucking Macy's at the Mac counter trying to tell a bunch of bitches what they need to be doing, you would think I'm a stupid motherfucker, wouldn't you? You would take that as an insult. This motherfucker don't even know shit about makeup. What the fuck he trying to tell me about what the fuck to do with a smoky eye? I just know shit because of my wife. How you do a smoky eye? Oh, let me tell you what you need to do. Get you some charcoal. Mash that up. Get you a little toothpaste. Put that on there. I don't know about that shit. I know what I like. I know what I like and how it looks, but I don't know shit about it, and I ain't gonna try to tell you about it. I'll just say, hey, I don't like a lot of it. Keep it basic. Keep it simple. Little lipstick, maybe a little the eyeliner thing, and that's it. I don't want you to have lashes. I don't want you to put on that fucking plaster shit that you put on, the bunch of shit you got to do all like that. I don't want you to have on none of that shit. I like you just the way you are. I like a natural woman. So I ain't gonna be telling her shit about makeup. That motherfucking face you got when you wake the fuck up and you get the line from the pillowcase on it or some shit, that's fine with me. I like a beautiful woman that's natural, not one that take 2 hours to put on their fucking face. Anytime your neck and your chest is a different color than your jaws, bitch, I don't want no parts of you. I don't know how you do it. I don't like it. Put your hair in a fucking ponytail, or my wife, she put in a little donut, the little thing that be like that. I call it a little doorknob or something. That's fine, baby. You look good. Put it in a high ponytail. That's what she know I like. Or let it down. Long hair, don't care. That's what I like. But she ain't got to put on a bunch of this shit, bunch of that shit, bunch of that shit, doing this and doing that. She ain't putting on this shit for hours and doing all this shit and got to motherfucking douse her chest and neckline and shit. She don't do all that. Yeah, bun. Put that shit up in a bun or put it in a ponytail, that's fine with me. Now, if we stepping out of something and she gonna lay it down and put the curls in it or just have it long and luxurious, go ahead, baby. You look good. My wife can wake up off of sleep and be fine as ever. Slob on the pillow. Hey, baby. Like she looks so pretty. But I ain't gonna tell her shit about makeup because I don't know nothing about it. And that's the same thing with these motherfuckers in guns. Don't tell me shit about what guns I should have, what guns I should use, what I should and should have, and you don't know about it. Fuck that. Oh, I went to the range once last week and I shot it. I did a special on A&E and I went down there and I went with a gun instructor and I shot a gun 4 times. No, bitch, you don't know nothing about no guns. Don't come and tell me about it. I don't go and tell a mechanic what the fuck he needs to do and how the fuck he needs to fix cars because I'm not a fucking mechanic. I know a little bit about cars and I stay in the I know a little bit lane. Now, if you're talking about computers, that's a whole nother ball game. You're talking about technology, IT shit, that's a whole nother ball game.
I think that we do need to take weapons of war off our streets. Now, whether that's a mandatory buyback, but if you don't make it a mandatory buyback, how do you get them off the street? If we ban assault rifles.
Thanks, Terry.
Representative Meza, thank you for coming in. We appreciate it.
Shit makes no sense. Now, that was a year ago. But and the reason why I showed that was just to show what type of shit she owned. But now, what I really want to do is actually show you the shit this stupid bitch just came up with. And let me take that off. And I need to turn this on. Where is it? Hold up. Wait. Oh my goodness. Don't tell me I deleted the shit. Ah, shit. No, I didn't. I thought I just turned it off. God damn it. I did get rid of it. Ah, no, I didn't. Hold on. Here we go. Got it. There we go. All right. So now check this out. She came up with this thing called Bill 196, House Bill 196. And this is on her Twitter feed. And it simply says this: my bill, House Bill 196, and my position on the Texas Castle Doctrine has been misrepresented in the news as of late. Okay, I get that. Could be media, do media shit. Let's check it out. It does not repeal the Castle Doctrine, and it does not restrict homeowners from using firearms in self-defense as applicable to current Texas stand your ground laws. Okay. So then what it does, he said what it does, let me actually pause that. What it doesn't do, revoke the castle doctrine completely or, oh, I'm sorry, I got to pull it back down. There we go. What it doesn't do, it doesn't revoke the castle doctrine completely. You see how that bitch just changed it? Huh? Or restrict homeowners from using firearms in defense of themselves or their property. Okay, so let's see what it does do. What it does, check this out. It would require a homeowner to retreat, if possible, into their habitation before using deadly force in defense of themselves or their property. Let's read that again. It would require a homeowner to retreat, if possible, into their habitation, their home, before using deadly force in defense of themselves or their property. Now, let's go down and read a little bit more. Let's go right there. Here's what she said. What my bill would do if passed, it would require a homeowner to exhaust the potential of safely retreating into their habitation before using deadly force in defense of themselves or their property. Just keep hearing this, and I'm going to tell you what that means. I filed this bill because the castle doctrine, as it currently states, emboldens, okay, it emboldens people to take justice into their own hands. While theft is obviously wrong, we have laws to address that. I don't believe that stealing someone's lawn ornament should be an offense punishable by death. That's what she says. So basically what she's telling you is, right now, the way the castle doctrine is, you come on my property, you steal some shit, I can motherfucking lay your ass down. You break in my house to do whatever the fuck you trying to do. Once you trespass on my shit, I can put your ass down. Here's the thing. Why would you want to make me have to go and run away from somebody who's coming onto my property to do something to me or my property? If I walked into a courtroom right now with a gun, I would get shot. If I walked into a courtroom with a gun, period, I'm committing a felony and have to go to jail. If I walk up to a judge without permission, I will get held in contempt and can go to jail. Why is it that I can't defend what it is that is mine? I can't defend my life or my property. Why is it that we would try to make it easier for a criminal to do criminal things to people? Then we would say, hey, how about this? Don't steal, thieves. How about that? How about motherfuckers who commit crimes? Stop it. How about that bill? Where's that law at? You already have laws in place for that, don't you? And motherfuckers still don't follow that shit. She's talking about people taking justice into their own hands. There is no law to address a motherfucker stabbing me. There is no law to address a motherfucker beating me that would keep my life. If somebody wants to beat me to death, there is no law that will stop them from it. That's the whole purpose of a firearm. That's the whole purpose of the castle doctrine. It is to stop the very thing that somebody is doing to you or to your property, not to hold them accountable after the fact. That's what the law is for. The law holds me accountable after I've committed the crime and will punish me after I've committed the crime. It don't stop me from doing something to a person. The only thing that will stop a bad guy from beating the shit out of you with a bat is a good guy with a gun. And for those assholes that say, well, that's what the police is for, I gotta wait till they get there. Now, unless you're gonna assign a police officer on my a police detail to me and my family 24/7, then we can talk about that. If you're not gonna do that because you don't have the resources for it, shut the fuck up and let me defend my life the way that I need to. And the best way I see fit, not according to your laws and according to your rules. Bitch, because you know nothing about personal safety. You know nothing about home safety. And the fact that you don't have a gun in your home, that's your fucking right. I don't give a fuck how many times you say it. It don't have shit to do with me and mine. How dare you try to tell me how I protect myself and my family because of what you feel? These politicians are beyond disrespectful, y'all. They're trying to tell you how you protect yourself when they won't protect you at all. For a motherfucker come kick in my door right now, that bitch ain't showing up. Blanca is not going to come in, put the electricity on a motherfucker, turn herself into a ball and throw herself at a motherfucker to beat their ass. She's not doing it. And the only thing that I'm going to hear as I'm dying is, you lose. So let's see what somebody said. After she said people take justice into their own hands and all that shit. So this person, Terry, has a question. Quick question. Do I try to run away by myself and just leave my children sleeping in their beds with the intruder in the house? Or do I run through the house around the intruder while grabbing my children up and then run? Just trying to make a plan. ... Great fucking question. What do I do? Oh, I gotta run and try to go get my kids. Oh, I gotta run and try to get out the house. Oh, I gotta leave my kids and just run out the house. Now let's see if she replied. Let's see if the bitch replied. I bet you she didn't. Here we go. There we go. Well, if they break into your home at all, then fire away. This literally deals with someone stealing something outside your home in daylight. Everything else stays the same. Here's the problem with that. Once you put in a duty to retreat, there are too many semantics and too many variables that you now have to define in order to be not only compliant with the law, but to also avoid a civil lawsuit. That's why they don't do all of this fine tuning, all of these different scenarios with a castle doctrine. Don't come on my shit, don't steal from me, and we're fine. Just like the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not steal. If you don't steal, you ain't got to worry about nobody shooting you. You ain't got to worry about dying over stealing a fucking lawn statue. Or dying over stealing. So what if something is parked on my lawn? Like my car. What if I got a motherfucking $1,000 motherfucking Traeger grill? $2,000 smoker sitting in my backyard. Oh, gotta let him take it. Nope, God can't do anything. He has a right to it. That's essentially what you're saying. You want to give criminals a right to come and steal your shit and hope the police catch them. What if the police don't catch them? Oh, well, then you just file an insurance claim. Oh, okay. Will my insurance go up? Possibly. Your premium could get increased. Oh, okay. So you telling me you want to make a law that will allow a criminal to come and steal some shit off my property And then what I would then have to do is pay the insurance deductible and then pay a higher insurance premium because this fucking criminal chose me to steal from and I couldn't do shit to stop him. Does that make any kind of fucking sense? But you know what? That's the politician game. We want to do everything we fucking possibly can to make it harder for the everyday average American to live their life. We don't want you to fucking flourish. We want you to barely make it, just like a motherfucker who's on welfare. We want to tax the fuck out of you to where you can barely live. Just enough to where you can get by. Just like the song Talib Kweli and Kanye West did. Just to get by. That's all we want. Because everybody else, they ain't getting by without us. You motherfuckers that got half a brain, got some fucking ideas, and can make a living and a life for yourself, fine. But I want to take from you as much as I possibly can. Because I don't want you to be able to fucking flourish. I want you to be able to just keep your head above water. So you won't do anything but what the fuck I say. Everything else stays the same. Then the next person says, when you decide stealing my stuff is worth losing, when you decide stealing my stuff is worth losing your life, that is where you made the mistake. I don't even understand that. When you decide stealing my stuff is worth losing your life, that is where you made the mistake. I don't get that. Doctor voluntary. That's some stupid ass shit. Did anyone actually read her statement? Good God, people. No, they didn't. Most of these commenters either didn't read it or didn't understand the statement or the bill. Unless they read the phony statement that's circulating that reinterprets, stupid bitch, it should be misinterprets her words to say you can't defend yourself at all, or they'll be willfully ignorant. They're being willfully ignorant. Here's the problem with what you're saying. Hold on, let me get this in here. If you put a clause in, I must have a duty to retreat, like I believe that is in, I want to say it's in Illinois, there is a duty to retreat, or in some states they have a duty to retreat as opposed to stand your ground. And what that means is that if there's a situation to where your life is in danger, or someone is going to kill you or someone else, or is going to cause grave bodily harm to that person, then you first have to try to retreat. And then if you can't retreat, then you can stand your ground. Yeah, they got it in Illinois. I thought that was the case. Yeah. So there's no stand your ground in Illinois. You have to have the duty to retreat. So that means if somebody comes up to me with a knife and I have a gun, I got to try to leave and run away first. That person got to then chase me down in order for me to turn around and to actually use my weapon. How does that make sense? It does nothing but make me a victim. And it actually, what she's talking about, emboldening people to exercise street. What did she say? It emboldens people to exercise street justice or some shit like that. I don't want to misquote her. She said it also emboldens people to take justice into their own hands, where you're actually emboldening criminals to actually inflict pain, bodily harm, and to actually carry out crime. You're emboldening criminals to be more emboldened to commit crimes. So here's what it says. Drop this here. Terry for Texas, my ass, needs to get out of Texas quickly. In Texas, State Representative Terry Meza, Democrat for Irving, has introduced House Bill 196. Her bill would repeal the state's castle doctrine. This doctrine allows a homeowner to use deadly force against an unarmed intruder who breaks into his home. Now listen to what she has to say. I'm not saying that stealing is okay, Meza explained. All I'm saying is that it doesn't warrant a death penalty. Thieves only carry weapons for self-protection and to provide the householder an incentive to cooperate. Do you hear this, bitch? They just want to get their loot and get away. And that's okay? The fact that she had the balls to say that. Do you hear what this bitch is actually an advocate for criminals. That's what she is. You got the AOC, advocate for children, the AFC, which are advocate for children, where here's DJ Just Jay, you got some competition. Because this bitch is an advocate for criminals. There's a new AFC in fucking town. This bitch is really advocating for criminals. She's telling you what criminals are saying and what criminals are thinking. They just want to get your loot. You hear what she's saying? They just want to get their loot and get away. Bitch, it's my stuff. Fuck you talking about? Insane, man. Oh, wait, I can actually read the whole thing? All right, I'm going to read it to you. It's fucked up a little bit here, but she's saying they just want to get their loot and get away. When the resident tries to resist is when people get hurt. You don't say. Well, how about when the guy kicked in the door of the lady house who was sitting on the couch with her fucking 6-month-old kid, and the dude just walked in and started wailing on the lady? Beat her ass, drug her down the steps, beat the shit out of her. What loot was he trying to get then? He didn't just want to get no loot and get away then, did he? They just want to get there. It's when residents tries to resist is when people get hurt. That's a fucking lie. How many times have old ladies given up the money and even given up the pussy and still got killed? No weapon in sight. Oh, fuck them though, huh? Oh, too bad. If only one side is armed, fewer people will be killed. Meza was quick to reassure that her bill would not totally prevent homeowners from defending themselves. Under the new law, the homeowner's obligation is to flee the home at the first sign of intrusion. 3 o'clock in the morning, the motherfucker come through my front door. I gotta jump out a fucking window? Really, bitch? I gotta leave my 10 acres? Seriously? I gotta run with no fucking socks and shoes on? Away to wherever the fuck? Man, you out of your fucking mind. If fleeing is not possible, he must cooperate with the intruder. Advocate for criminals. But if violence breaks out, it is the homeowner's responsibility to make sure no one gets hurt. How, bitch? The best way to achieve this is to use minimum non-lethal force possible. The minimum non-lethal force possible, because intruders, because this bitch is now an authority on intruders, will be able to sue for any injuries they receive at the hands of the homeowners. Like I said. Now you got motherfucking criminals breaking into people's shit just so they can sue them. He hit me with a baseball bat. He ain't had to do that. I was just trying to get their VCR. I wanted to dub me a tape. It's the Mac. In most instances, the thief needs the money more than the homeowner does. Man, are y'all serious? More than the homeowner does. Meza reason the homeowner's insurance will reimburse his losses. What did I just say about that? I ain't even read this yet. So the homeowner's insurance will reimburse me for my losses, but I now have to pay more of a higher premium, you stupid bitch. How is that okay? On balance, the transfer of property is likely to lead to a more equitable distribution of wealth. Wow. If my bill can help make this transfer a peaceful one, make it a peaceful one, so much the better. This is what politicians think about you and your fucking life. This is what politicians think about you and your quality of life. So now, all of the shit that I work my motherfucking ass off for, I gotta hope, wish, and pray that a motherfucker don't come and try to steal it, because if they do, I gotta give it up and I gotta pay more insurance. You gotta be shitting me. And then just like he says, Mr. Chahua says, I pay $3,000 a year on home insurance. It can be dropped. I don't know what that "it can be dropped" means, but you paying $3,000 on insurance, a motherfucker break in and steal $5,000 worth of shit from you, which is quite easy. A couple of computers, that's $5,000. Couple of computers and a TV, some jewelry, wedding ring. So then my insurance gonna reimburse me, but now I gotta pay a higher insurance premium. This is the third time it's happened this year, Mr. Redmond. We gotta go up. We're sorry. And not to mention, right, Taluvian, not to mention my insurance deductible. You got to pay that $500 deductible. You got to pay that $1,000 deductible. You got to pay that $250 deductible. Makes no fucking sense. That's disrespectful to the common people that actually work their ass off every day. Then he's replying, this guy here replies, 1, these are your words, no misrepresentation. I'm not saying that stealing is okay, Meza explained. All I'm saying is that it doesn't warrant the death penalty. That's exactly what she said. These only carry weapons for self-protection and to provide the householder an incentive to cooperate. Makes no sense, man. Well, I tell you what, bitch, I buy guns just so that as a way to protect myself and as a incentive for thieves not to come and take my shit. Unbelievable, man. The fact that she's even trying to even put some shit like that to even be thought about. It's asinine. Right, this is what Angelo said. Angelo Davis says, yes. Wait, hold on. Yes. Assume people who break into your home have good intentions and make sure to do everything you can to cooperate first. What could possibly go wrong? She is fucking delusional. Brothers accused of duct taping and raping a woman during home invasion. A man and his juvenile brother are accused of duct taping parts of a woman's body and raping her after unlawfully entering her home. So what I got to do? When a motherfucker break in, I got to be like, hold on, wait, time out. What are you here to do? Are you here to just take some shit? Or you here trying to fuck my wife? You here trying to duct tape my kids and fuck them? Or you just trying to take a motherfucking DVD player? What are you here to do, man? You need to let me know. Do you have some paperwork or something that says what it is you're here to do? This is ridiculous. And it's disrespectful to people who actually are the main people who are contributing to society, who are people that are actually doing good things for the whole country, for who's actually, I'm sorry, not for the whole country, but who are actually contributing to the benefit of society. I'm a doctor. I'm saving lives every day, but now I got to negotiate with a motherfucker who breaks in my house? Are you serious? Ridiculous. This person says, you expect a Texas citizen to flee the one and only place we should be able to defend ourselves and loved ones. If harm should enter in unlawfully to do harm, yeah, you need to resign. No, but we should expect to value life over property. And what happens when somebody doesn't? When I walk around listen to this, when I walk around with my Cub Scout selling popcorn, it flashes across my mind every time someone opens the door that if they were to feel like I was threatening them somehow, they could shoot me legally. That's not right. How many times has that ever fucking happened in the history of the fucking world? Cub Scout and his troops walking around the neighborhood, sell popcorn, and a guy just decides to shoot him. Yeah, that happens every day. Unbelievable, man. And then it just goes on and on. But I just wanted to point this out just to prove the fact that they are constantly trying to change shit that's going to make us more of a victim. And I'm tired of it. And I hope that you all would get tired of it and start to fucking say, this person here, she should never get in office ever again. The fact that she's even trying to make some shit like this up, she should not get reelected. I'm just saying. She should not be reelected. She comes up for reelection, it should be, hey, nope, fuck her. This is ridiculous, man. And I'm so tired of just seeing little bits here, little bits there. Everybody's trying to take something off of our fucking amendment rights. It's a constitutional right for a goddamn reason. Leave it alone. You sent me something. Let me check it out. Hang tight. Let's see. I didn't even know I still had that open. There you go. Let's go here. Apps. And I'll check that. But other than that, that was pretty much all I wanted to actually put out there. And I just wanted to say, man, I just hope that everybody starts to really pay attention to this shit, because this shit matters, and it's very fucking important that we look out for our rights and don't let anybody even start to pull at that thread. Because what happens is the more you pull at it, the more you fuck with it, the more it's going to become unraveled, and before you know it, it's gone. And all you have is a bunch of fucking thread, and you're sitting there saying, what the fuck is this? Well, it used to be our rights. It used to be our freedom. Let me see what we got here. What is the email title? Sko? Oh, it was in the chat. Oh, my bad. All right, I got you. I can see that from there. Yeah. Seattle politicians looking to decriminalize theft if someone is poor. Man, that's what them motherfuckers doing that Chaz shit right now. Look at this shit. Politicians in Seattle are mulling over the idea that if someone trespasses that doesn't have a home or steals because they intend to sell the items for the basic needs such as food or rent, that the act would not be treated as a crime. So wait a minute. They're saying if someone trespasses that and they don't have a home, why would they be stealing for rent? There are plenty of places for you to go for food. There just is. I'm sorry. So there should be no reason for anybody to ever have to steal anything from a home for food. It's easier to steal out of a fucking store than it is to steal out of someone's home. Just saying, just think about that. It's easier for me to steal out of a fucking Walmart than it is for me to break into Walter's house. Why would I go and do that? Let me tell you something. If I'm down on my luck and I got to go feed my family, I'm not going to go break in somebody's house. I'm going to go to a fucking grocery store. I'm going to get me a big coat, get me some sweatpants on. I'm going to put something in there just for a meal. I ain't going to go shopping for the week, but I'm going to put enough in there for me to be able to feed my family some basic shit, and I'm just going to walk out the store. If somebody sees me or try to stop me, hopefully I got a getaway car somewhere, or I got some fast feet and I can fucking run. That's what I'm going to do. Because then even in retail, they tell you, don't stop me. Best thing you can do is call the police, and that's it. Don't fight them. Unless you got the police there, that's the only you let them handle. And you know what? Another thing too, we almost made it to where we didn't have a troll. And then Buddy Lee is fat, and we all know it, showed up. Hey, Brian, are you mad Trump lost? Laughing like Nelson from The Simpsons. Ha ha. Why would I be mad? I already said at the beginning of the show what my position was about the election. But why would I be mad? Could you articulate that, sir? I don't understand what you're saying. I'm mad. You sound like a bitch. You big mad? That's the only thing you was missing. You big mad now that Trump lost? So I don't understand what's the point. And don't block him. Let his punk ass say what the fuck he gonna say. Don't block him. You can delete the message, but don't block. No. Don't block him. That's my point. You see what I'm saying? It's like I'm being mad that Trump lost. What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with what we're talking about here? Like, but that's what bitches do. Especially a ain't shit bitch that don't have nothing going on in their life, don't have nothing to do, don't have no type of motherfucking life whatsoever. Oh, since I'm living a piece of shit life, let me go and fuck with somebody else. That's exactly what a motherfucker do. Why is that? Because the age-old adage of misery loves company is very true. People who ain't shit want to be around other people who ain't shit. And even in some cases, they want to be around people who are in worse situations than they are, so that they can actually spend their time and energy looking down on that person as opposed to looking at themselves and actually fixing their life. Because it's 3:26 in the morning. I'm wrapping up my show. And this motherfucker feels like because whatever the fuck he got going on or ain't got going on, this would be funny. Let me type this in and see what he do. I'm gonna see the fuck. I'm gonna fuck with his ass. That's what ain't shit people do. And in case you didn't know, I'm gonna wait the 300 seconds for your bitch ass to actually come back. That's exactly those are the type of people that we have to deal with. And this will be the same motherfucker that'll be breaking in your house that you want me to not shoot. Oh, I absolutely want to shoot that motherfucker. When that person breaks into my house, I absolutely want to shoot that motherfucker because they do the world no good. They are liabilities. They are not assets to society. And when you're talking about assets and liabilities, why would you not eliminate as many liabilities as you possibly could? Just think about that. Why would I want to keep around liabilities? People that for whatever reason, if you're not trying to contribute something positive to society, if you're not trying to contribute something that is productive to society, why would I want you to be around me? And why would I want to fight to keep you around? Just think it, just think about that. Even, and just take that into your life. Think about the people you have in your life. Those people that actually are providing you with resources, and those people, I mean, I did a video a long time ago, and I called it Drains and Fountains. The people that pour into your life are your fountains. The people that take away from your life are drains. And most of the time, drains are people who have far less than what you have. And I know sometimes you want to keep those people around to try to help you. I mean, to try to help them. You think that you're kind of responsible for them. You think that you're kind of, well, I kind of, I want to leave them behind. A lot of times you have to realize that everywhere that you're meant to go in life, everybody can't go with you. And if you try to bring everybody with you, you will actually deny yourself from going to someplace else in higher in life. Everybody don't know what you know. Everybody can't do what you do. So that means everybody cannot go where you go. And when you try to pull all of those other people from the hood, all those other people from your life, in your life, around your life, when you try to pull them into where you are or where you're going or what you're going to be doing, they will literally destroy it or ruin it for you or ruin an opportunity for you, because they're either so short-sighted that they can't see what it is you're trying to do, or they're just jealous because of what it is that you are doing. Look at all of the people that talk about Tommy. All of the people that talk about Tommy, as opposed to them simply just not engaging in what it is that he does, they do just the opposite, and they dig in even deeper and even more. But they do that because they actually are jealous of him. They want to be him. They want to be like him. And they are literally mad at the fact that they don't have what he has. And they think that they are better than him to the point to where they should. Oh, he's back. Sir, you know my life by I comment, your stupid ass, I made very interesting. By one comment I made very interesting. That wasn't a comment that you made a comment that you made that was very interesting as to why I said what I said. I said what I said because of what you said. You said some shit that was, first of all, uncalled for. Second of all, it really had no point. Why would you be concerned about me being mad? If obviously you are for Biden and for Harris, for whatever reason, which you probably could not even articulate if I fucking paid you, why would you say that I would be mad that the candidate I voted for did not win as of yet? Why would that be a point of me being mad? The Bears lost a game. Was I mad that they lost? No. And I love the fucking Bears. And then this dumbass has the very gall to say very high schoolish to still have on a Trump hat? Why is that high schoolish? What the fuck does high school have to do with wearing a fucking Trump hat? People in high school can't even fucking vote. Fuck is you talking about? Do you see what I mean? That makes no fucking sense. You're literally just saying something just to say something. Why would you care? It's just like when the fucking Bulls won. Bulls win. I didn't go take my ass to LA and say, hey, Lakers fans, y'all mad? I don't know Lakers fans. I don't know the people of the Lakers. What difference does that make? Sir, your name is Buddy Lee is fat, and we all know it. And I'm high schoolish? Thank you, CJ Gunn. You don't even know me, but you came to see if I was mad. I'm not connecting none of this shit, sir. Can you help me? Can you please articulate yourself for once and explain what it is that you are here to say or what it is that you're here to do? Because you don't know me and I don't know you. So what the fuck are you here worried about how I feel? Brian, why you raising your voice if you're not mad? I'm articulating myself. And the reason why I'm actually raising my voice is because you keep saying shit that literally is stupid. It makes no point. And I'm actually trying to engage you to actually articulate yourself. Please. I tell you what, would you like for me to put a link up so that you can actually articulate yourself better? Because you damn sure can't do it typing. You can be mad and articulate yourself at the same time, dummy. What do I have to do to prove to you that I'm not mad, Buddy Lee? Is fat and we all know it. You have to say the whole part because that's his name. What would I have to, because I guess if you raise your voice, then you're mad. I don't know how that happens. So I guess every time a fucking quarterback goes under center, they're mad because they have to raise their voice. I'm not exactly, Rulia, I'm not yelling. I'm not yelling at all. I'm not, but if I raise my voice, if I raise the volume of my voice, then that means I'm mad. Don't be using those Tommy analogies. And there you have it. Is it wrong? Because what you just said is if I raise my voice, and what you're implying is that if I raise my voice, then I'm mad. And I just said, I guess that if I'm a quarterback under center, I'm raising my voice. That's what you're saying. So that's why I'm asking to confirm that. But I've asked you again, and this will be for the third time. Can you please articulate yourself, sir, and explain to me why you would actually put that comment in the chat asking if I'm mad because I have on a Trump hat? Because I like the candidate I voted for? So I guess what you're trying to say is that if I have on this Trump hat, and even though Trump hasn't technically lost yet, but if he does lose, then that means I can't wear this hat anymore? Oh, so I guess like if I'm a Bulls fan and the Bulls lose, I can't wear the Bulls hat no more because they lost. That's childish. That's high schoolish. That's all I'm asking. Can you at least explain that? Actually, I like Tommy. I didn't ask you that. Tommy ain't here, so why are you even talking about Tommy? Why are you even bringing Tommy up? If you want to talk about Tommy, if you're talking about Tommy analogies, then you should do that on Tommy's platform, not here with me, sir. Why are you even bringing up this man and this man's not even here? You asked me, was I mad about Trump not winning? Why would you give a fuck? Oh no, Lewis, I'm good. I can do this. This is my I don't have a problem with this. Because I know that this person here is just literally a fucking drain. This person literally has nothing to do with their life, in their life. Because people who fuck with people are usually people who have nothing. Look at the people who troll Tommy. They ain't shit people. They are people that have no life. They have nothing going on in their life. That's why they do it. Motherfuckers who have time to talk about a man that they don't even know because they don't like what he says as opposed to clicking off of it, they continue to dive deeper into it and talk about it for days and days and days and show after show after show after show. It's the same thing. Same thing what he's doing here. I guarantee you this dude is in all of those chat rooms of people that don't like Tommy. Brian, I'm actually a millionaire. I haven't been disrespectful. Listen to this motherfucker. Brian, I'm actually a millionaire. I haven't been disrespectful. You say I'm trolling, then this lightweight trolling. Millionaires don't type like that. Floyd Mayweather could type a better sentence than what you just did, sir. Again, further proving my point. You cannot even articulate yourself to even make a point. And if you are trolling, lightweight trolling, heavyweight trolling, middleweight trolling, welterweight trolling, bantamweight trolling, the point is, sir, millionaires don't troll. Millionaires live millionaire lives. So not only do I know that you're a fucking liar, everyone else does. Millionaires don't make up names saying Buddy Lee is fat and we all know it. If you're a millionaire, sir, I'm a billionaire. So you're still a piece of shit to me. You are nothing. How about that? Exactly, Athena. Millionaires don't tell people that they're millionaires. They don't have to. You see what I mean? These people, I'm telling y'all, just because I don't like really go in on these motherfucking trolls and shit like that, these people are literally people who have nothing. They have nothing, nothing, nothing. Don't make me troll one more show, even though I know you're a hoe. Punk ass motherfucker, yes you are. And you try to tell me that you're not. You ain't shit to me, no. You ain't shit to me, no. You are nothing, nothing, and nothing. If you can't troll too, you broke motherfucker, you. The Voice, ladies and gentlemen. The Voice. You know that y'all know that I had to. Y'all know I did that night right there. That's The Voice. Now y'all know I did that. I ain't like The Voice, but I was something like an imitation voice. When you look at like an imitation bag or something like that, a imitation Louis or Gucci, something like that, I was something like that. Y'all know I was kind of like it. When you say, I kind of had a little Whitney in them. I had a little Whitney there. Yes, I did. I did do that. Man, I am so tired of these motherfuckers. Are you going to dance now? Step and fetch it. This motherfucker, man. Look at this minstrel show. Man-tan. Motherfucker, why are you here? Since you are here watching all of this. You are the one that came here to me. I sent you no email. You kept, or are you sub to me? I'm a small YouTuber. You came looking for me, motherfucker. Do you realize that? If whatever I am, you came here looking to me. You watching me, nigga. Do you realize that? Do you honestly realize that me being I'm stepping and fetching, I'm a minstrel show, all of that, all of those things that paved the way for black folks to even get into entertainment, all of that stuff that I'm doing now, I got on blackface, whatever the case may be. Do you realize, sir, that you're here watching me? Yes, me. Yes, you're watching me. Look at me, Wilbur. Look what I'm doing. That's what you're doing. You are here to watch me. Minstrel shows are very entertaining. So then be entertained, bitch, and donate. Pay me, motherfucker. How about that? Because what you actually did was actually nothing. You just let me use you to validate my points further. And even though I talked about the Second Amendment, I talked about COVID, all of the real important shit first, I don't mind ending I don't mind ending my show with a piece of shit like you. Because I'll take you being the piece of shit that you are, and I'll use it to fertilize this show into something that's better than what you will ever become. How about that? And I did it all without raising my voice. Yes, I'm also from Kew Gardens, and I'm getting by on my dick. I know nobody gonna know what that is. I know y'all ain't gonna know it. I know it. I know ain't nobody gonna know where I got that from. Ah, yeah, Dre. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You see that, boy? You see that? See, that's why I fucked with y'all, man. Y'all some smart motherfuckers, man. Don't try to get in on it now. Don't try to get in on it now. You ain't cool like that, buddy. Get the fuck out of here. No, you don't get to participate in the good shit. So yeah, that little comment gets deleted, sir. Now, how about that? We'll keep you with the stupid shit. Those eyes are bucking, Brian. We'll keep that up there. You can say that stupid shit, but you don't get to act like you have some type of couth now, sir. You forfeited that part of participating in the show on that level. You are still nothing more than a fucking piece of shit troll, and that is how you will be treated. Everyone else can talk about Bruce Leroy. Everyone else can talk about Show Enough. Yes, you can. But you, sir, do not get to do that. How about that? Because this is my platform. This is what I do. This is my place, my space, and I get to make myself and my viewers feel safe here. This is a safe space for me and my people, and you are not my people, sir. Ain't that some faggoty alpha bitch people type of shit? Oh, man. All righty. I have enjoyed myself on tonight. I really feel good about this show. I got some good shit established, got some good shit said, talked about this House Bill 196, this Blanca-looking bitch, Terry Meza, and I talked about a little bit of the COVID. Shout out to Coleon Noir. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all. This was a good show. Really good show. And I just want to say this. I'm so glad to be able to do this thing with you guys. I'm so glad that we get to be able to have this time together. And y'all have no idea how much this really means to me. I'm actually coming up on my 4-year anniversary for this show. We started this thing on Christmas, or right around the week of Christmas. No, it was on Christmas. We started this thing, and it has been a hell of a ride. It has been an incredible journey, and I can't wait to do the anniversary show. I'm really looking forward to it. So, and the anniversary show, we're going to talk about everything. All I want to do for that anniversary show, I said I'm going to keep it real simple this year. I'm just going to talk about maybe for about 20 or 30 minutes, talk about what it is and how much of a privilege and an honor it is to do this. And then I just want to hear from y'all. We can talk about whatever the fuck, however the fuck y'all want to talk. That's what we'll do on Christmas. And my other reason why, because at first let me tell you this, I was going to change it and not do the show on Christmas, but then I realized something, and I believe I even said this last year. I realized one of the really most important things, not just about Christmas, but just this time of year, there are so many people that this time of the year is difficult for them because they don't have family, because they've lost family members, they've lost loved ones, they aren't able to be with their family members. They used to be with their family members. They divorced now. People have died. People have moved on. All of those different things that have happened. And I would rather be able to at least be here to give some type of family vibe, some type of family atmosphere to somebody like that, to where we can talk and have a good time, as opposed to just doing what I do. I'm lucky enough and fortunate enough to where I have my family, and I still have a good portion of my family members here, but everybody don't have what I have. And I want to be able to just continue to do my anniversary show like that. I think that'll be the best way to do it. I just want to talk about men for maybe 15, 20 minutes about the privilege and the honor that it is to do what it is I do, and then just hear from y'all. We can talk about whatever. We can talk about guns. We can talk about videos, shows I did, politics, whatever y'all want to talk about. We can do that, because this has really been a tough year for a lot of people. It has been such a year of drastic change, and I just don't want to take that for granted and not give people the opportunity to actually have a platform or a place to where they can just talk, share, laugh, cry, whatever the case may be. So look forward to that. Anybody that you know that may be alone on Christmas or something like that, may be on their, by themselves, maybe having to work or something like that on Christmas and can't be with their family for whatever reason. I want you, if they got a phone, if they got a computer, or whatever the case may be, they'll be able to come here and we'll be able to spend some time together on Christmas to actually do just that. And then Buddy Lee says, my channel is whack. What the fuck kind of shit is that? You 9-millionaire broke bitch. Get the fuck out of here. My show is whack. Yo, son, your show's whack, kid. Boy, Buddy Lee, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out my face on the internet. My show, at the very least you can call my show is whack. I'm just telling you that right now. That whatever you want to say about my show, the one thing you can't say about my show or my channel is that it's whack. I, sir, make a contribution to society. I do. So you can say whatever the fuck you want to say, but that's one thing that you can't say. Well, if you do say it, it's just not true. You're lying, son. Yo, kid, that's a lie, yo. But it is what it is. I love you guys. I can't wait for the Christmas show, but like I said, I'm excited about next week doing some shows. I'm gonna have some time off, but we're gonna get it the fuck in. Yes, sir, indeed. Yeah, but I just want to tell you guys, I appreciate y'all so much. And man, it's been an honor and a pleasure. I thank you guys. Let me give a shout out to everybody that has donated on tonight. And that would be, let's see. Damn, why is that shit come? Oh, there we go. Shout out to my man Scotch, who hit your boy off with $5. That's what's up. Thank you for donating to the Whack channel. I'm a motherfucker, ain't I? Ain't I? Shout out to my man. Shout out to my man Carl Watts. Donated $10 to the Whack channel. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Sir, it's just an honor and a pleasure. That's the PayPal. Let me also see who donated on the Cash App. Let's see here. Shout out to my man Like a Boss. Hit your boy off with $1. Donated to the Whack Show. And hey, 2 days in a row. All right, Fair Play. Hit your boy up with $10. She says America has officially been neutered. Man, I'm telling you. Hopefully we can turn this thing around. I'm hoping and a wishing and a praying. Also, shout out to my man Michelle Cobra, hit your boy off with $20 for your shows being fair. Thank you, and being fair. Thank you, which is what I try to be. And last, definitely not least, Angry Man hit your boy off with 1911, representing pistols. My nigga, I got it. Thank you so much for donating to the Wax Show. Fairplay donated again to the Wax Show. Can you believe that? These people donating to the Wax Show. Wow! Isn't that something? She says, damn it, man, you are on fire tonight. Thank you so much. I'm just so elated to be, just get this much love on such a whack channel. Also to my man Illa Drake, hit your boy off with $2. He donated to the Whack Channel as well. All of these donations to the Whack Channel. I wonder how many people have donated to Buddy Lee is Fat and we all know it. I don't know. I guess, yeah. I'm pretty sure it would have been a millionaire. He don't care about donations. He's a millionaire. He's a millionaire, so I'm sure that doesn't matter to him. As of no consequence to him one way or the other because he has money. Yes, he's a millionaire. Right. A millionaire and he lies. All right, y'all. It's been real. I've had a great time tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. Click the like button, click the subscribe button, and please, please, please continue to comment. Thank you guys so much for all of those who have been commenting on the comment section. I appreciate it. Continue to do what y'all are doing. And until next time, I'll be back tomorrow night too. So I'll be doing another show tomorrow. I will see you guys then. If I can, I'm going to try to squeeze out one early, but I don't know because I got to put up Christmas decorations. So I may not have time to do it, but I'll definitely be doing a show tomorrow night too. I love you guys. Y'all have a good night. And I'm going to end with the new beat that I'm waiting on my boy to say, yeah, y'all good to use it. Hopefully he will let me know. But until then, I'm going to let y'all hear it one more time. Y'all let me know if y'all like it or not because I like this goddamn beat here. It's been real. Peace. And I'm out. Thank you, everybody that came through tonight. Shout out to all my mods. Miss June Bennett, CJ Gunn, Athena Osborne, G Friend. Everybody that's been giving your voice some love. I appreciate y'all. Yeah. I'm going to drop some bars on this either way, I'm telling you. I just feel it on this. I'm feeling this. Yes, indeed. I appreciate y'all. This is The Relationship Rehab. I am Brian Redmond. Also, please subscribe to the United Guns of America channel. It's always better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. I love y'all. And to all my haters out there, all the trolls out there, y'all watching me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all looking at me. Y'all tuning in to my whack channel. Y'all asking me how I feel. I'm not asking you how you feel. What the fuck? I think that it's about me and not about you. And that's why you here, because you want it to be about you, but it's about me. That's why I can just do what I do and say what I say. I can talk the way I want to talk because this is my shit. This is my platform. And the people that are here for me and they here with me. You just here trying to be something that you maybe want to be, which is me, but you can't be me when I'm over here. So you just stay over there and be whatever you want to be because we don't care what it is. Yes, indeed. Look here, let me tell you something. Anybody that know me know that first and foremost, loyalty is everything. And everything is about loyalty. When you talking about me and mine, you talking about me and mine. Ain't no other way to get around that. You my enemy, period. You gotta come correct if you gonna be around here. And the person who know I'm saying this to, they know exactly what I'm talking about right now. I ain't gonna even give them no shine and say their name, but they know exactly why I'm saying what I'm saying. You can't run afoul of me and my boys and talk about my niggas and then think it's good and it's sweet to be over here with me. I don't rock like that. And anybody who been watching me from day one, you should know that. All y'all know where my loyalties lie. all of y'all know who I rock with and who I fuck with. That's what it is. That's how it is. Yeah, I had to end the show on a note like that because I'm serious about that shit. It means everything. Loyalty, niggas. Peace, and I'm out. Ooh, I did that on that beat. Yeah, boy.